Hi, this is Barbara, the Cursing Seamstress, and I have a different subject to talk about today. And this subject is about spinal issues, specifically the cervical spine or the neck spine. About 3 months ago, I was diagnosed with cervical radiculopathy, and that's C-E-R-V-I-C-A-L, second word R-A-D-I-C-U-L-O-P-A-T-H-Y. And what happened was I started having really bad pain in my left scapula, which is the shoulder blade, and it was into my shoulder, a little bit into my arm, and it seemed like there was no position I could get in that would make the pain go away except for lying down. And so I was taking Motrin and Tylenol pretty much back to back throughout the day, and it was a Sunday. The next day, I was at my doctor's office, and he diagnosed me with cervical radiculopathy, and it took probably a good week or so to get a handle on the pain. And what really made the difference was the initiation of prednisone, which is an oral anti-inflammatory. It's a miracle drug. I had no side effects. I slept great. It tends to cause agitation, nervousness, insomnia. I had none of that. It's just a great drug. And within 24 hours of being on that drug, my pain really started to diminish. I still had some. I had to go another round of prednisone, 5 days, 30 milligrams. And I went through a month of physical therapy, which I loved. I love physical therapy. What physical therapy helped me to do was to strengthen the muscles of my neck and my upper back to better support my head. And it's in my neck region that I have some bulging discs. Everybody gets it. It's called degenerative disc disease. Your little cushiony discs that separate the bones of your spine. As you get older, they become smaller. They lose the cushiony gel that's inside. They shift position. Sometimes they can push on nerves that exit the spine, and that's what was happening with me. And that nerve being irritated radiated into my shoulder, into my scapula. And when I say it was painful, I really do mean it was painful. I was pretty desperate to get some relief. So anyway, that started 4 months ago, and it literally has taken probably 3 months for me to feel like I had a handle on what was happening to me. I did consult a spinal specialist. I consulted a pain doctor, and this disorder is very individualized. Some people continue with chronic pain, but the pattern, from what I've been told, is extremely variable. But normally what happens is you have an exacerbation, you have an incident like I had, it clears up after weeks or months, and down the line you may have another one, but you tend to settle back down to whatever your baseline is. The baseline tends to be the same, so you don't tend to settle down to a worse baseline. It tends to stay the same. So I thought that was good news, and I'm doing very well. I really try to watch my posture. I try to do the exercises I was taught in physical therapy. And that's what I want to do today, is to go through these exercises. Before I do that, I want to make a disclaimer. I'm not a physical therapist. I'm not a medical doctor. Before you do any of these exercises, you need to check with your physician to make sure that they're appropriate for you. I worked up to the number of exercises that I'm going to show you. They started me out with fewer in number and then gradually increased those exercises. I still do them today. I've been, like I said, I only went 4 weeks of physical therapy for 3 times a week, an hour. But I would do the exercises before I went to physical therapy. I would do parts of the exercises throughout the day. And I just want to give you an idea of what the exercises look like. I've been online. I have not really seen a good description, a good video of the exercises, so I want to do that now. The physical therapy assistants that I worked with had names for some of the positions. So I'm going to use those names because they help me to remember. And I'm going to list these right now. One is called No Money, Shoulder Shrugs, Smelling Your Armpits, Ballet Arms, Chin Tucks, Head Turns, Doorway, and Arms Back. Some of those I made up to remember them by. But I just want to show, I'm not going to do every one the number of times that I do them, but I do want to at least give you an idea of how they're supposed to be done. First of all, every single exercise that you do must be done sitting in an upright position with your shoulders down. Your head needs to be over your shoulders. The worst thing that you can do for degenerative disc in your neck is to let your head move forward like people tend to do when they're sitting at a computer or they're sitting at a desk working. They tend to let their head move forward. You have to keep your head back, keep your shoulders back, keep your shoulders down. All right, I'm going to start off with the one that's called No Money. And I hope you can see this. I might have to adjust my camera. What you do is you put your arms down by your side, your hands are face up, and from that position you move them to the side. You hold for 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, you bring them back to the middle, relax them a little bit, and then the same thing. And I would do 10 of those, holding for 10 seconds at a time. The next one is shoulder shrugs. Again, your head needs to be right above your neck. I'm sitting down. I prefer to do these standing, but what you do is you simply shrug a straight up and down movement of your shoulders, and that I would do 30 times. Smelling the armpits. This is very interesting. It's appropriately named. You want to, again, sit upright. You can do these lying in bed. I never like doing that, but it takes less of a strain off your neck. Your head normally weighs 10 to 11 pounds, so if you do them while lying down, you don't have 10 to 11 pounds pushing down on your disc. All right, smelling your armpits, gently put your whatever side you're working on, the right hand at the back of your head, and you're not pushing down at all, you're just guiding, and you're going to turn your neck, keep this shoulder back, and you're going to gently pull on your head and have your nose facing into your armpit. All right, I ran out, my SD card got full. So when I was in physical therapy, I would tend to want to do, the whatever number I was assigned on one side, then switch and do the other side, then back and forth, and the assistant working with me said, just stay on one side, finish everything, and then move to the other side. Okay, so next are ballet arms. This you can do sitting or standing. I like doing them standing. And what you do is, again, you want to make sure that you're upright, your head's over your shoulders and right over your neck. And you're just going to put your arms out. And what it does is it really opens up the back. And you hold it for 10 seconds, and then you let your arms back down. Put them up again, hold them for 10 seconds, and then let them down. Those are ballet arms. Next one is wonderful. They're called chin tucks. And one of the physical therapy assistants I work with said she does these while riding down the road. And again, you have to be in a position where you're sitting upright. And you look really strange when you do them, but it's worth it. And what you do is you don't tip your head down when you do these. You simply retract your head back into your neck. So you'll pull your head back and you'll hold, I would hold for 10 seconds, and then release. Back, hold for 10 seconds, and release. So you're not looking down, your head does not tip down at all. Those you can do lying down too. I don't like them lying down. I like to sit up and do those. You can do those while you're riding in the car, wherever. They're easy to do. Just make sure you're sitting up straight when you do them. Next are head turns. It's very simple. All you do, again, sitting upright, you're going to turn your head as far as you can, keeping your shoulders back. Hold for 10 seconds, and then come back to the center, and then again 10 seconds back, and do the other side. Another one that I don't know if I'll be able to really show you very well, but they're called doorway. And what you do is, I'll try to stand up. Let's see how much you can follow me. I'm going to stand in my doorway, which is way too big. What you do is you put your hand on either side of the doorway and you let your body push forward. Again, you keep your neck back and you hold for 10 seconds, and then you release, and then you let your body pull forward some. And that's a really good stretch for the back. So again, if you couldn't see, I had my hands on either side of the doorway. I let my body stayed straight, but it bent forward somewhat, stretched out my back. Hold for 10 seconds and back. Arms back. This initially I just did without those stretchy rubbery bands. And what you do is you stand up straight and you just pull your arms back. And I think I was assigned 30 of these, and as I continued to go to physical therapy, eventually they gave me one of those rubber bands and I would pull back on that. So those are all the exercises. I hope you never suffer from cervical radiculopathy. It is painful. Everybody gets degenerative disc. These exercises will help you regardless. But again, as a disclaimer, always check with your physician. You can show him this video if you need to. These exercises are quite harmless as long as you're physically able to do them. So best wishes to you, and thank you for watching. And tune in. I should have another video uploaded very soon on another fascinating subject. Thank you.